There's a video talking about Overwatch 2, the truth about Overwatch 2. You know what's funny about Overwatch 2? Or just Overwatch in general when it comes to me? A lot of people think I hate Overwatch when I don't. It's actually pretty hilarious. A lot of people, this thought process that I like hate Overwatch. I don't hate Overwatch at all. I actually really enjoyed my time with Overwatch. I played Overwatch for not a lot, but for a bit when it like initially came out. 'Cause my friends were playing it back when I used to play with my buddies from high school, Mikey and Damien and Javier. You know, they got me into Overwatch, and I was with a fire main. I was playing a little bit with them for a bit, and then like I stopped gaming with them more so just because Mikey had his girlfriend and stopped gaming a little bit. Damien Terry, so he didn't have like a lot of time on his hands. Then I started playing it with Potato and CJ and Kirby, and still was a fire main. Kind of shifted a little bit more away from fire to playing like Diva and freaking what's her name, Moira. So I was putting some time into Overwatch, and then stopped playing it for like a long period of time because like again, I play a shit ton of other games, and I have my main shooters that I play. Overwatch time was like at the same time of me being a peak Siege player. So when it came to like the life cycle of Overwatch, I was mostly just grinding my ass off in Siege, getting to plat, season, and just being this, a player who a lot of people respected in Siege. Then, there was a point where I went back to Overwatch, started playing as Mercy a little bit because I never played Mercy before. I liked Moira, but people kept calling Moira like overpowered and unbalanced. And me being me, I like to prove a point. I like to prove that I can do something in the video game without the cheese. So people calling her cheesy and saying she was like overpowered. So I was like, all right, fine. I want to play a healer, but I don't want to use a player people think are cheesy. I started playing Mercy and started playing Zenyatta. I like Zenyatta and I like playing Mercy a little bit, and the whole like process of playing her became like fun to me. And at the same time, I started dating this girl who was a Mercy main, so she was like giving me pointers and tips on Mercy, so I was getting better with the character, and she eventually became someone I prefer to play over Moira. So that was fun. Enjoyed playing her. Still prefer Moira over Mercy. Still prefer Zenyatta as well over Mercy. I was playing her more. I also started getting into playing Ana. But the last time I played Overwatch, I played as Ana. Last time I played Overwatch was actually like a few weeks ago. So I don't hate Overwatch. I was playing Overwatch with Garrus a few weeks ago, and I just played Ana the entire time. I think I played a couple games as Widow and a couple games as Ashe. I like playing as Ashe, but mostly I was playing as Ana. So yeah, I don't hate Overwatch. There's this weird thought process in like our circle, our stream circle, and on Twitter that I hate Overwatch. I don't. I think Overwatch is a fine game. I think there's some massive imbalances. My biggest gripe with Overwatch is Ashe's community. The community for Overwatch is one of the like most weird, creepy communities I've seen in gaming. Not one of the worst in terms of like toxicity. They're pretty toxic, but like they're creepy. Like Halo has a toxic community, Call of Duty has a toxic community, etc., 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 etc. League toxic community. Overwatch community is very creepy. There's a lot of casual pedophilia in Overwatch. There's a lot of sexual predators in Overwatch community. That's like a part of why like I don't fuck with Overwatch, because I don't want to have to make friends in Overwatch. It's just too weird. And again, generally why I stop playing Overwatch and why I don't play Overwatch is other games interest me more. It's not like the game that draws me in when it comes to I want to play like a shooter. Usually not when it comes to my weekdays. My stream hours are my gaming hours. So we stream 6 hours a day. That's my gaming hours. So during those 6 hours, I want to play other games, and this Overwatch isn't even like near the top of that list of games to go play. I want to play Halo. I want to play some single player games. I want to play Call of Duty. Sometimes I want to play Siege. Sometimes I want to play New World. That's all these things I want to play, and Overwatch is just nowhere near that. That's why I don't play Overwatch. It's not because I hate the game. It's just because I don't have time for it, and it's not as big of an interest for me to put it at a higher tier. Oh, hey, go play that now. So we're gonna watch this video though. The truth about Overwatch 2.
Overwatch 2 has removed loot boxes, so at least they're trying to get rid of predatory monetization. But then I tried to figure out how to play as the cat girl. Oh no. Oh no! Oh no! Greetings, TheWarOwl greets you. I played Overwatch 2 for about 20 hours.
Right there. Like that reaction was definitely like
queued up to play Overwatch
trying hard to
and I
like
queued
force
up
it
to
out.
play Team Fortress 2 at the same time. Whichever game I could play first is the one I would make a video about. 35 minutes later, it was time to play Overwatch 2.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, we're playing the game.
Now everybody's clowning on the game because it's called Overwatch 2, but it's just Overwatch. The real tragedy here is that the gameplay changes and the graphical improvements are actually pretty darn good, and I think they're really well done. And the new
It's a general assumption that I've heard from people. The general assumption I've heard from people when it comes to Overwatch 2 is that like the changes that they did make to the core gameplay is good changes, but it's like all buried underneath the bullshit of microtransactions and unbalances of in that gameplay. So it's unfortunate. And also I feel like the way they named it plays a big role in why people have such a disdain for Overwatch 2 right now. The game isn't anywhere near as terrible or awful as people on social media make it out to be. But a lot of what they say on social media is basically just regurgitating what they've heard other people say without actually playing the game themselves. And just going like, it's kind of how gaming works nowadays. Gaming works nowadays where it's like, Angry Joe said this, or this content creator said this streamer said this, or this article says this, so therefore we're going to repeat that over and over and over again. And it becomes popular, and it becomes like the main thing people talk about.
Also called Overwatch 2 seems like a really neat idea and something that I would like to play. As usual, it's everything around the game that is ass. The most egregious example is that the new heroes are going to be locked behind a paywall of $10 each. In my opinion, as soon as you require the player to pay for something that affects the gameplay, your game is
actually like that's factually not true.
I hear you
it's actually like an incorrect comment to make, and he probably like recognized that after the fact. It was like 3 weeks ago. But the way you get the new characters on Overwatch 2, they are part of the battle pass, but the way they do it is if you buy the battle pass, you get the new character immediately. But if you don't buy the battle pass, you get the new character at like, I think it's like past level 55. You still get the new character, but you gotta grind for the new character instead of just getting the new character free. Compared to, say, like R6, you have to buy either the season pass or the battle pass to get the new character. There is no just grind the pass out to level 100 or whatever. You can get the new character. Like, no, you have to do either the season pass or the battle pass in R6. In Apex, you get the new character by just buying the new character, or you gotta like you have like enough Apex like tokens or whatever. I forgot to call legend tokens. You use that to get the character, and not new character isn't tied to the battle pass at all. So he's wrong about the comment that you have to spend $10 to get the new character. The new character is tied to the battle pass at level 55. But you don't have to buy the battle pass to get the character. Buying the battle pass just equals get the character like immediately. You don't have to grind at all. You just have the character.
Test, you can unlock new heroes by playing the game through the free Battle Pass. Now to unlock the Cat Girl, you must achieve Battle Pass level what? 5, 10, 15? No! A Battle Pass level 55.
So he even says in his video that you gotta get level 55.
It would take me about 80
so he used
time.
So at the beginning he says you can only get the Cat Girl by spending $10. And then a sentence later says, hey, you can actually get the character for free without spending $10. So like, pick one. Are you saying you can't get the character for free, or you can't get her free? You can't say she's behind a paywall and then say she's not behind a paywall. It's one or the other. It can't be both. Is she's not behind a paywall?
To unlock the new hero. Boy howdy, that sure would give me a sense of pride and accomplishment. Now, this isn't the worst thing that Blizzard has done recently. Oh no! And I think getting rid of loot boxes is probably a pretty good idea. I don't personally have a problem with loot boxes, and the way that Overwatch implemented them was probably the most ethical in the business. But once legislators around the world figure out that video games don't cause violence, but instead cause problem gambling addictions, the banhammer of justice is going to come down hard. I'm willing to bet that every country that bans loot boxes also has a state-run lottery, because only the government is allowed to exploit people. Another controversy around this game was Blizzard's decision to require players to add a phone number to their account. The reason was because Overwatch 2 went free to play. This would be a way to prevent a lot of the cheating. I have a question for you. How many gamers in South Korea cheat at games? The answer is pretty much 0, because to play online games you have to link your account to your government ID. If you cheat at the game and get caught, you don't get to play online games no more. The phone number is
I did not notice how it was South Korea.
Your online persona to your real life person. Some people don't like that. The real problem was for legacy accounts, people like myself who purchased Overwatch for $40 and then it's like, oh, I guess I can't play it no more. Blizzard quickly reversed their decision, so legacy accounts do not have to add a phone number anymore, but the new ones do. Another controversy, as a lot of those, was around Blizzard creating an AI bot that records your in-game voice chat and punishes you for your sins. You know how when you get arrested by the cops, they go, everything you say can and will be used against you. That is now true for everyone, everywhere. What a world we're creating. I think Counter-Strike has the best system for this. People still get chat banned for toxicity, but all it does is automatically mute them. Essentially, they are defaulted.
I think Call of Duty does that too. I
muted.
think Call of Duty
Players
automatically
can
mutes people
choose
who
to
are
unmute them if they
reported
want
as being
to,
toxic.
and players who are more sensitive can just
And so you
keep
get
them
like a lot of Call of
muted.
Duty, you see people are
Everybody
muted. No,
wins.
you didn't
I
need
think the
to.
biggest mistake that Blizzard made with this game was an easily avoidable marketing mistake. They shouldn't have called it Overwatch 2. Just
Agreed.
call it Overwatch. I don't see the reason for
There's
that.
a lot of people who have that thought process of it shouldn't be called Overwatch 2. They should have just called it like Overwatch, but then have like a special like name just for the update, like Overwatch 2.0 or Overwatch Reborn, something that's catchy for the update. Have like a big update for the game, and you know you parade it all over social media. You make videos and things like that. You get content creators on streams to play the game and things like that. Have like a certain day, like in Destiny, there's going to be like a big update. Before the big update, there's actually like a event that happens before the servers refresh, where something in a tower changes, something in a tower, something happens, then it happens, then the update happens, and now things are different, whatever. So for Overwatch, they should have just have like some event that they had to where they come out with the update, and it's just this brand new update with visuals are better, the mechanics underneath the hood are better, FPS and things like that. Everything's better, and all the changes that like taking away one player, because these be 6 players now it's like 5. So like all that happens just within an update that doesn't involve you having Overwatch 2 as a name. It's just Overwatch with a new name underneath it for whatever that update's called.
Every other game that's made now, they don't slap a 2 or a 3 or a 4 on it. If it's an online multiplayer game that's just like a persistent game, they just
Live
update
service.
the game. So like, why the 2? Overwatch 2 isn't even this game. It's this new.
It's basically trying to describe like a live service. A live service is basically what Halo is right now, whereas there is no like Halo Infinite 2. It'll just be Halo Infinite. They just start throwing other like content
This
onto
new
Halo Infinite.
co-op shooter similar to Left 4 Dead or Vermintide that hasn't even come out yet. But even that, why would you slap a 2 on something that's a completely different genre? That'd be like when World of Warcraft came out, if they were like, nah, this is Warcraft 4. Oh, and you know Warcraft 3? We're gonna rename that one to Warcraft 4 as well. It's just confusing. Imagine a world, if you will. It's BlizzCon. Jeff Kaplan, RIP, walks onto the stage. Hey guys, we've listened to your feedback. We're making some massive updates to Overwatch to dramatically improve the gameplay experience. We're doing a full graphics update. We're reworking most of the heroes. We're working to make the gameplay more fast-paced, and it'll all be free to play. But that's not all. I'm happy to announce that we've been hard at work on a new entry into the Overwatch universe.
That all sounds
an FPS
so much
co-op
better from a
experience
marketing
called
standpoint and from a
Overwatch
viewership
Rise of the
standpoint and a gamer
Onyx.
standpoint.
Here's a first look at what you can expect. And everybody clapped. Now, I actually like the changes that they made to the gameplay. The problem for me with the original Overwatch was that the way players played the game made it not fun. Players would deathball, group up, and just end.
What other game have we been playing lately where I say basically the exact same thing, where the game itself is really good and fun, but the players are the problem? Would it also happen to be an Activision game? Would it also happen to be a massively popular multiplayer game? I say this exact same thing about Modern Warfare 2. That it's a great game, but the players ruin it. And quite frankly, you can say that for a lot of games. If you ask most people who play League of Legends, they'll tell you League of Legends is a great game, but the players, they ruin League of Legends. Hey, Rainbow Six is a great game. It's got some sound issues, but the players, they ruined R6. Like, you can say that for a lot of multiplayer games, because gamers, humans in general, are toxic. And humans just ruin shit. And there's a lot of games out there that are really good. It'll be better if the players didn't abuse things or didn't play a play style that is unfun to deal with and things like that. Where like I said, did I say exploit? I think I already said exploits. You get the gist here.
Endlessly shoot at the other side's shields, charging their ultimates. WarOwl's first law of game design. Players will find the most optimal way to play the game, and that is all they will do. The new update reduces its
kind of people camp because it's optimal to have a good score line to get kill streaks in Call of Duty or Battlefield or Halo. That people sit still because it allows them to be able to get kills while not being in danger a lot. It's more optimal than rushing around.
Balance issue around lurkers with the new meta characters like Genji and Sombra having massive impact on the backlines where support.
I have heard Genji's like massively overpowered in Overwatch too.
Mercy get picked on, but to be fair, I'm not a high-level Overwatch player, so there are people who are going to have way more insight on that than me. The game
this guy's more so known for Counter-Strike than Overwatch.
27 competitive maps, 35 heroes. Now, I really like the map.
A lot of content.
Ilios. It's my favorite. In my 20 hours of gameplay,
that's what it says to me. So once there's 27 freaking maps and 30 something heroes, that's a lot of content.
Maybe it would have been better to carry over only a few of the fan favorite heroes and then make a bunch of new ones, or carry over a few of the fan favorite maps and then make a bunch of new ones.
That I don't like, because if you do that, you upset people who are a fan of the heroes that you left behind. So let's say you go with his idea where there's too many heroes, too many maps. Let's only have X number of heroes and X number of maps. Let's say you're thinking of which healers you're gonna bring over to the new game. You bring over Mercy, bring over Moira, bring over let's say Lucio, but you won't bring over Zenyatta. You won't bring over Ana. So people who play Ana and Zenyatta will be like, yeah, what the fuck? Those are my favorite characters to play as. So I shouldn't play Overwatch 2. They're not in the game. So you create this exclusion period within the game, because you're removing characters who people like to play, and now they have no incentive to play the new version of the game because you remove people who they play. Same thing with, like I said before, I was a Pharah main when I was playing a lot of Overwatch. So let's say Overwatch 2 comes out and they're like, here's the characters who aren't in Overwatch 2. You won't have Pharah, you won't have Ashe. It's like, whoa, those are two people on DPS who I play as. I don't want to play the game then. It's like, but hey, there's these other DPS like Reaper. No. I only want to play Pharah. I don't play Ashe. You can play no. I have no sense to play this game. So his idea here sucks. This idea is a terrible idea. Like for the maps, maybe, but you can also use the same ideology for the maps of like, hey, what if this person likes this map? They don't want to play this map over here. They want to play this particular map, and now it's not in the game at all. They like these 4 set of maps, and it's like you can't remove content that people like just because it makes you feel like you get to your map better. That's what the justice here is. The justice for him is he likes this particular map. He wants to see it more than once. So remove maps that other people like, so I can play the map that I like. So that's how that sounds from my perspective. It kind of sounds like main character syndrome. It's like, I like this map, give me that map. Or I don't want to have to deal with all these characters. There's 37 characters, 30 whatever characters. I want to be able to just only focus on it and have to remember the play style of McCree, or what's his name, like Cassius or something. I don't remember what his name is now. I only want to remember McCree and Widow and Mercy and Moira and Junkrat and Diva. I don't have to remember all these other people like Surge. What's this chick name? Surgeon and freaking Echo. These new people who aren't as picked as often as the classic characters. It's just I don't like that idea.
Like a sequel? Nah, I'm old. I remember when Left 4 Dead 2 came out. You may not know this, but the Left 4 Dead community hated that game when it was announced. They organized boycotts because it came out exactly 1 year after the first Left 4 Dead. Why'd they have to buy the same game twice? Left 4 Dead 2...
But even with that comment applies to like so many games where people will say it sucks when it comes out. Like, oh, fuck that game. We're not playing that. We already have this game. And then people play the game, have time with that game. Like, you know what? It's actually not that bad. The most recent game where that happened was like Mass Effect Andromeda. I'm seeing a lot of YouTube channels make videos saying that Andromeda is actually a good game. And it's like, but you literally shit on this game when it came out. You said it wasn't the game you wanted, that you wanted to have Shepard in the crew. You don't like this new style of Mass Effect. But years go by and people are like, you know what? And Drum's actually a pretty good game. I'm seeing that more and more now. I'm seeing a lot of videos pop up calling games that were panned years ago good games now. And it's like, if y'all thought those games was good back in the day, they would have more content. I think Andromeda died because everyone hated it. EA was like, well, no Korean DLC because they hate this game. You know, and there's other games like that where there would have been more content for it, but everyone said they hated the game publicly, and so the companies are like, all right, well, we'll kill the game off. And then years later, the community is like, it's actually a great game. And that's what happened with Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead 2 is considered one of the best games of all time, but when it came out, people hated Left 4 Dead 2. Funny how that works.
All of that is considered one of the best video games ever made.
That's what I just
Members of
said.
the boycott purchased the game at a higher rate than Left 4 Dead players who didn't join the boycott. This came from Gabe Newell himself. It was the quality, the attention to detail, the genre-defining perfection of Left 4 Dead 2 that made the difference. Valve made a better Left 4 Dead. I think the difference here is that Left 4 Dead 2 was made because the developers wanted to make a good game, whereas it really seems Overwatch 2 was made in order to introduce a new live service mobile game style monetization strategy. I think mine and the community's frustrations with Overwatch 2 is that we really just want good games. And we think that Overwatch 2 is not distinctly unique enough from Overwatch. It's essentially the same game with 3 new characters, a few new maps, and a new monetization system. I don't notice the graphics when I play it, but I grew up on Super Mario for the NES, so I don't notice or care about graphics. I'm not really the audience for that. When I was growing up, Blizzard Entertainment was the paragon of quality. If it was Blizzard, you knew it was gonna be good. Warcraft was great. Warcraft 2 even better. Warcraft 3 even better.
I didn't have this experience.
Diablo
Like, as a
was
gamer
great.
who's
Diablo
30
2
years
even
old
better.
and been
And
around for as long as
Diablo
I've been
3,
around with gaming,
well, I think that's
I didn't have that experience with Blizzard because I didn't really play a lot of Blizzard games. I didn't start playing Blizzard games until the bad games started coming out. Like, my first Diablo game was Diablo 3. And I liked it enough to where I got interested into Diablo more, and now I play Diablo 2. I play games like Lost Ark because, you know, it has a similar kind of style, same thing when it comes to like Path of Exiles. So Diablo 3 is a gateway for me to get into Diablo 2 and to get to Lost Ark and to get into Path of Exiles. But Diablo 3 by the Diablo community is considered a very, very bad game. I don't think it's a bad game. I enjoyed what I put into it, the time I put into it. You know, I still have it installed. I still play it every here and there. But I don't have like that history with Blizzard. I didn't play any WoW game until what, August? August was the first time I ever played a World of Warcraft game. Because like they gave me a freaking code to play Shadowlands for free. So that was my first time playing World of Warcraft. So I didn't have that experience of Blizzard only makes good content and now there's bad content. I have that experience with the game. I had experience with other people though. I had experience with BioWare. BioWare is making great content. You know, got Knights of the Old Republic, Jade Empire, Mass Effect, Dragon Age, and then Anthem. Like, I have that experience where it's like all these amazing BioWare IP and then Anthem. I have with Bethesda, all this amazing Bethesda IP, Fallout 76. I have that experience.
where things started to fall apart. See, in Diablo 3, they made a real money auction house, so if I wanted a good item, I could get my credit card out and just buy the item, which obviously destroys the entire progression system of a game like that. That was the beginning of the end for Blizzard, where monetizing the game got in the way of the gameplay. It is a damn tragedy. Once you actually get into the game and start playing it, it's great, it's fun. It's Overwatch with some improvements. I had a good time. I'll probably never play it again. And as for that PvE shooter that's coming out, I'll probably just play Darktide. Thank you folks very much for watching. I am TheWarOwl.
I can understand that sentiment. A lot of people might leave a comment on his videos saying like, hey, you said all these good things about the gameplay, but then said you never play it again. Why? It's like, well, maybe you gotta think of things in a small box. In a small box of content, you think to yourself, all right, I had fun, but did I have enough fun to not play this other game that I play? Again, he's primarily a CSGO player. So if he plays Overwatch 2, does it do enough for him to be like, I'm not going to play Counter-Strike anymore? Play Overwatch. Before this video started, I literally said, I don't play Overwatch because I played these other games. I'm playing Call of Duty, I'm playing Halo, playing Apex, playing Fortnite, playing all these single player games. I'm playing so much other shit to where, sure, I think Overwatch is a good game and fun at times, but it doesn't provide me with enough feel to keep playing it as these other games do. That's kind of how he feels, more than likely. Leave the comments. I think the problem is that they added too little to be considered a new game. The community is mad over being too little and that it could multiply small updates instead of a sequel. I can see that. Yeah, and I feel like I said before, like the issue there is that they did market it as like this brand new game when it's not. It's just the same game. That's a bad thing. As an Overwatch 1 player, I appreciate the changes they've made, but I try not to fall into some Stockholm Syndrome trap whereby I say the game as it stands is good. So that comment, a lot of times in gaming community, even like other forms of like cinema and TV, things like that, you see this a lot where people will have something that's bad and still call it good because they love that genre, they love that product. Like you see people who they love the hell out of a video game, and so much about that game is bad, but they're like, no, it's still good because it's the same game that I fell in love with, years ago. My biggest gripe, alongside a paid battle pass, which doesn't reward consistent play, i.e. being able to buy subsequent battle passes off of credit earned. So what he's referring to here is something that every other game does. Every other game that has a battle pass allows you to get back the money you put into it. So let's say you spend $10 to get the Halo battle pass. Well, throughout Halo's battle pass, your reward for the battle pass will be credit, and that credit is basically going to give you exactly the exact same amount of money that you put into battle pass back. So in a way, the battle pass is kind of free, but not free, because technically, once you make that one battle pass purchase, you will never have to spend money on the game again because it keeps giving you your money, those credits, every battle pass. So use those 1,000 credits that you get for Halo on the next battle pass, and that battle pass also gives you that currency back, so use that currency on the next battle pass. Apex is the same thing. You buy Apex battle pass, I don't know how much their pass costs. I think I bought Apex pass once. I don't remember how much their battle pass costs, but they give you back Apex coin that you can use to buy the next battle pass. I bought the Fortnite battle pass. That battle pass gives you back currency so you can buy the next battle pass free of charge, and so on and so on and so on. So Overwatch doesn't have that, doesn't have the ability for you to basically buy the next battle pass for free, essentially, with credit, because every other game does that. Every other game gives you back the credit you put into it. Let's see. Complete removal of many features, seemingly no reason. No portraits, i.e. displaying your level. Removal of on fire status. No more MVP at the match screen. That's big to me. That's something I noticed when I was playing with Garrus the other day. One of the coolest things Overwatch 1 had that I really liked was the end game screen where it shows you like the MVP thing, this person did all that, blah 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 blah. But like this, what the screen will be, it will have the best players from that match, both your team and any team. You give rep to those players. You give not thumbs up. It's like there's like a purple one, a green one, and something else. And you will select like which one you want to give to people. You give them thumbs up, things like that. The game doesn't have that anymore. Actually, I thought that was like one of Overwatch's best features. Was that because it shows sportsmanship in video games. And I wish more games had that. I wish more games you can give kudos or something like that to a player you played against. You can do it at Smite. In Smite, you can give kudos to people who you played against, people you played with. Let them know, like, yeah, you played the game was great. Things like that. GGs, things like that. I like that, and Overwatch 2 doesn't have that. The game itself feels bare bones with no reward loop. Keep players hooked. So like one of the comparisons I'll make to like Halo, again, we keep doing these Halo comparisons, mostly because I'm a Halo player more so than Overwatch player. So I'm gonna show you something real quick. All right, so this is Halo's paywall, essentially. This is the current, what, like literally, if you go on Halo today, this is what it looks like. You go to Halo's paywall. In Overwatch, people complain a lot about microtransactions because it costs $20 to get a skin. I had a conversation with a friend of mine, Simply Sweet, who is a big Overwatch player. She plays a lot of Overwatch. I was telling her like Halo. There's like a lot of drama with Overwatch fans. A lot of their fan base is like, this is dumb that I got to spend $20 to get a skin. This is dumb that I got to spend $20 to get the color blue and things like that. Just complaining about how much things cost in the game. And I was telling Sin, I was like, Halo had the exact same problem. When Halo came out, Halo Infinite came out, it was massively expensive to like buy things in the store. It was $20 to get a skin. It was $20 to get the color blue and things like that. And the fan bases complained so much about the microtransactions of Halo screen, or they actually changed it. A lot of people don't think Overwatch would change their pricing, and they probably won't. But with 343, they already knew for a fact that they burned a lot of bridges with fans, so they didn't have a choice. Overwatch players aren't like Halo players. Overwatch players will bitch and complain, but will still play the game. Halo players will bitch and complain and then stop playing. And they noticed that. The numbers on Steam for Halo, dropping. The numbers for Halo on Xbox, dropping. So theoretically, it's like, okay, they don't like the fact that we're charging them so much money for, microtransactions, make it cheaper. So everything kind of got cut in half. Like, so what was a $20 skin in Halo is now a $10 skin. There were bundles. So you see this right here. If this came out when the game first came out, this would have been $20. Now it's 10. This is $6 right. This is $3 right now. Would have been 6. It's 7 right now. Would have been double that. So everything that's like what you see for the currency would have been higher. But it's not because they took it down, because players complain about it. And what you see with, I've seen this a lot in the Overwatch comment section where people are like, well, Valorant and Apex and Paladins and Smite, like they'll just name off other games that does the exact same kind of pay stuff as a way to defend Blizzard. And it's like the dumbest form of otherism. It's the dumbest form of whataboutism. It's like they want you to ignore that Blizzard is charging you $20 for a skin because Valorant charges $100 for a gun skin, or it costs $15 to get elite skin in Siege, or it costs $20 in this other game to get a skin. Just because those other games charge something their way doesn't mean you have to make that the status quo. Imagine if you're like eating fast food, and let's say McDonald's is selling a burger, but that burger is cut in half, so you get half burger for the same price as a full burger. And then Wendy's goes, damn, people are buying that, so they do it. And Burger King goes, McDonald's and Wendy's are charging the same money for half a burger. Let's do the same thing. So McDonald's, Wendy's, and Burger King are all charging you the same amount of money for a full burger, but you get half the burger. And then you're sitting there eating your Arby's, just name a random place, and then Arby's is the same thing. You're like, yo, what the fuck, Arby's? I love your food and all, but I'm not paying you full price for half a burger. And then someone in who's also eating Arby's, who you don't know, some stranger goes, yeah, but McDonald's and Wendy's and Burger King also make their burgers full price, but half a burger. Like, I don't eat those restaurants though. I eat at Arby's. I don't care what they're doing with their money and their product. Same thing here. Just because Paladins and Apex and Valorant does something doesn't mean Halo has to do the exact same thing. Doesn't mean that Overwatch has to do the exact same thing. If someone only plays Overwatch, they only care about the tunnel vision of, this is the game that I play. I don't want to see this be expensive when it doesn't need to be. And people are like, but it's free to play. Developers gotta make money. Cool. We all get that. We all understand that people who make this game needs to get paid. They will be paid, especially if they're owned by a massive corporation. Halo's owned by Microsoft. Their paycheck is going to be in the mail. Overwatch owned by Blizzard. Their paycheck will be in the mail. Regardless. Making it cheaper to buy these skins won't affect the developer's paycheck, because chances are, if it's cheaper, you're going to buy more of it. And I'd imagine when it comes to Halo's monetization that they've made more money now that the things are cheaper than they did when things were still $20. So it'd be okay for them to go ahead and make stuff cheaper because people have most money. I spent money in this game because things are cheaper. I spent money in Siege because things are cheaper. I own multiple elite skins in Siege. Those are $15. $5 cheaper than skins in that game, Overwatch, because they're cheaper. And me, as someone who's playing this game, who likes this game, I'm going to put money into a game that I like, and that's okay. I think people need to stop shaming people for spending money on games that they like. If I want to make my armor look nice, cool. Let me freaking buy this right here, and now my armor can look nice. And I don't want to hear no one in the comments or in games like, hey, you spent $3 for this wolf arm piece. Yeah, it looks cool as shit. Why the fuck wouldn't I buy it? Also, I'm about to buy this. Like, once I end stream today, I'm buying this arm piece. I have 1,000 credits, so I'm good. I got 1,000 credits because this battle pass rewards you with credits. So technically, it's free. I'm not putting any more money into the game because I got 1,000 credits from just playing the game in general. And the same thing goes to like pro skins. These are Halo's pro skins. If you want to support an esports team that you like, you can buy a skin for that pro team. Basically, the way this works for R6, I don't know how it works for other games. Now, I don't know how this works for all games. I know how it works for Halo and R6. In Halo and R6, when you buy a pro skin, a portion of the money goes to the pro team. So it benefits the teams that you like. I own the G2 skin, which costs $10. Every pro skin costs $10. I use not currency that the game gave me. I use my own money, my own $10, get G2 skin because I like G2. The armor looks nice as fuck. So I bought it. That's not a bad thing. It's not bad that these cost $10. Now, if they were $20, I wouldn't have bought it because that's a little too much for a skin. 20 to me is too much for a skin. But it feels like anything, like, let's say you're buying a skin that comes with like extra content, sure, maybe it's what that extra content is. But if all you're getting is like some deal that comes with like a skin for a gun, skin for the character or charm or things like that, just make it $10 and call it a day. That's all I'm saying when it comes to like the whole microtransaction thing and when it comes to Overwatch. I think it's okay for people in that community to want things to be cheaper because it should be cheaper.